Boom! What's going on, guys? My name's Zach, and yes, that is a big ass Hyperion on the screen. But a little backstory first on this. Last night I was doing some missions with Alfie up in a band, just blasting through them. I probably came on for a couple as well, but quickly got bored and then went somewhere else, as you do when you normally do missions. So me and Alfie got talking about whether he should start training, like more training into drones or into turrets, because he's at the moment using the dummy with sentries and stuff that's like got a bit range on it. So I had like probably like an hour's long conversation about turrets, like meta levels. I was showing him some tips on that, how to actually find out the meta level of a unit, an item or a module, sorry. And a good tool, which is a compare tool on the Eve market, which is absolutely boss. And I'm going to run through a few things, and also, since there's a Hyperion on the screen, I'm going to fit it up and then I'm going to give it to your mate so you can start using it. So, bit of a surprise gift there for you, Alfie dude. I hope you like it. So, I'm going to try my best just to take into account what like skill level you've got trained for certain stuff. So, obviously we'll try and keep it like aimed towards a newer player sort of thing. Obviously no T2 guns and stuff. So anyway, after much deliberation and looking around, I've decided we're going to go dual rep, try to keep it as cap stable as possible, and go real guns, since we're not going to be fitting a prop mod, because you need like a good range. So it's going to end up with like, I'd say at least a 25k optimal and like a 20 to 30 fall off. So you're going to be shooting like within 60ish and still hitting stuff, pardon me. Right, so I've already tried to do this once, so I've got all the stuff already bought basically for it. So there it is. Right, so I'll just run through what we're going to be fitting and why I chose it. Might shed some light on mission fits and stuff. So originally I had bought the 425mm rail guns, but they're a bitch to fit. So I've left them in the cargo hold for you, just in case you can't actually fit them with the power grid, because they are better than the 350s. But for starters, we're just going to fit the 350s because they are quite easy to fit. Like for power grid reasons, that was the main struggle, even for me on this. So we can fit them to active ship. Still going to be doing decent DPS. And we've got 8 of them on there, so it is an absolute DPS boat. And obviously the hype gets a bonus to damage and repair rate of the armor modules, which makes it absolutely awesome for missioning. Alright, what's next? What should we do next? We'll do the lows. So obviously dual rep, armor reppers. I bought a couple of shiny Centi-C type fires, and I'll show you why. So this is the compare tool. If you show info on any module in the game, you can compare it from the variations tab. Obviously I showed you this last night, but it's for anyone who doesn't know, it is quite helpful. And the way I normally do it, I go to, so I mean, for example, on the armor, we're going to be wanting to know the armor repair rate, like how much it's going to repair, and activation cost, because we're trying to keep the cap as stable as possible. I don't think it's going to be super cap stable, but it's going to last a long time. And then we need to sort it by armor repaired. So let's find the T2, the general one, in the list. So there we go, it's using 400 gigajoules and it's repping 800 HP as standard. That's without Hyperion bonuses. So if we move a little further up the list, what did I get? Centi-C types. There we go, Centi-Cs. So the Centi-Cs do 990 repair and activation cost of 450, which is a little bit more, but for the amount of rep extra you get. Yeah, the activation time is the same pretty much for all of them. Is it 1 second quicker? Oh no, it's the same. Same as a T2. So forget that one. So I thought for the extra 100 gigajoules for the pair of them, and the bonus to the, oh where is it? That one, Centi-C? Yeah, and the bonus to the rep you get, on top of that 990, you're going to be doing like a shitload of rep, like per cycle. So that's why I chose them ones. And there were, how much were that? Around 170, 180 mil each, so it is pretty expensive, but it's free, so happy days. So let's stick one on. We'll stick 2 on. And this, you just bring this box down to choose your armor repair rate, and then you can see the bonuses taken into account once it's fitted on your ship. So at the minute, we're doing 2722.5 HP with my skills, but obviously I don't know what yours will be, but it'll still be beast. And from 990 with the ship bonuses and stuff, it goes to 1361.25 repair, and from 15 seconds down to 11.25. So that's beastie reps, absolutely beastie reps there. Probably like over tanked. You could probably take one of these reps off and fit the 425s in the top, and that would keep your grid like nice, just to get it fitted. But you can tinker around with a fit afterwards. This is just like a super safe like mission fit. So in the lows, now standard it's got a explosive hole, but depending on what mission you're going to be doing, obviously you're only going to be getting 2 damages dealt against you, so just for name's sake I'm just going to chuck 2 on, any flavour, just to show you what it would actually look like fitted. And of course you can fit more resistance if you need to, but I would recommend using these mag stabs.
There is already something in that location.
Just to give you the extra DPS. M2 will make a massive difference to the DPS of the rails. Right. Obviously rigs, any mission ship should have the control capacitor control circuits just to help the cap. I tend to find. I mean, on the Hype you could put a nano accelerator, excuse me, just to like absolutely beast up them reps, but since we've got the faction ones on there, or the officer, deadspace, sorry, ones, we don't really need that, so we can just concentrate all the rig power into the capacitor. You can see like without any other cap mods in the mids, it's only lasting 2 minutes like with them reps running, so we need to like help that. Right, so I know it might be a bit overkill, but I chose to put 4 cap mods on. Now even with the 4 cap mods and the circuits, like for me even, it's still only lasting like just over 5 minutes, but 5 minutes in a mission is a long time when you think about it, and that's going to be repping like a boss, so you're not going to be in any sort of trouble. And if you do get into trouble, like scrammed or like by a little frigate, 5 minutes is plenty time to take out the frigates, just so you can get out like safe warp and stuff. Oh, pardon me, got wind here. Right, tracking computer for the last mid slot versus propulsion mod. Now, like I said, I wouldn't bother putting a prop mod on this because the range of the rails is going to be like quite extensive. So you're at least going to get a 50k range, I would think, even with like lower skills. So tracking computer with a tracking speed script. Whoop, that one. I'll put a meta 4 on there, but if you can use a T2 tracking computer, in fact I'll just get one here quickly, stick it in your hold just in case. There we go. So that'll be in your hold if you need to use it, if you can. But there's the meta 4 one, which is obviously pretty much the same as the T2-ish. And the script, which is tracking speed, and that'll help your guns track smaller targets easier and hit harder, obviously. Right, so that's the final fit from what I can see, which is, it's not obviously cap stable, but it does last a long time. And even if you can just start running 1 rep, it's stable, like for the win, absolutely stable. And it's stable for me at 60%, so it should be like definitely 100% cap stable for you, just running 1. But if you get in trouble, then you can just use like 2 of them at once, sort of thing. Just pulse the second one, I would say. What else? We need some ammo, don't we? So antimatter. Oh. In fact, I'll put some Republic fleet just for the lols in there for you. Normally I would just use normal ammo. Of course it's cheap because mission's all about is power and stuff, and you don't want to be spending shitloads of money on ammo. Whoop. Price. 10k should all fit. So we'll see what DPS this does. And the Navy antimatter, I'll give you a little bit bonus tracking speed as well, so that's pretty boss. And the rest that'll go in the hold. So DPS with them, obviously this isn't with, these are only the Meta 4T ones, So the T2s would get you a lot more DPS, obviously because of the specialization skill for training per level. You get like an extra few % per level. So 614, which isn't too shabby at all. Let's check out the range. In fact, we'll do that after. We'll get on dock because we need to check out the to take all the ship stuff into account. We need to get it undocked and turn this tracking computer on, which I wish they'd let you actually switch on in here so you could see what it does. Right, so what do we need now? I'm missing something. What am I missing? Drones, that's what I'm missing. Drones. Oh, you're probably shouting at the screen, drones! Oh, I'm typing drones. So hobgobs. I think you can use the T2s. I can't remember. I didn't see the other day. I'll get like 20. Yeah, I'd stick up with lights just for taking out the frigates, because them railguns are gonna struggle at like close range shooting frigs. There we go. And getting 100 DPS off the drones, which isn't bad. In fact, I'll stick some T1s just in case you can't use them. God, there's only 12. Oh, there we go. 20. T1s are cheap. I'll stick them in your cargo hold. Right, so that's all sorted. Happy days, mate. So let's get undocked and check out the gun performance. I haven't been undocked no more for a long time. Used to stay here for ages. Used to be me home for a long time. Pardon me. Right, let's group the guns. Show and fall. Trackin computer. Of course, you could drop the trackin computer for another capacitor mod, but I would recommend leaving the trackin computer on. So now we can show info with that running, and that takes all the stuff into account. Right, let's have a look. So optimal range, 27 kilometers, which is pretty nice. So you're going to be doing a lot of DPS in that range. And where's the fall off? Accuracy fall off's another 25, so that's a good range for a mission ship. Because it's not likely that the rats are going to be like 80 plus away from you, like at any given time. They normally like come towards you. So it's done pretty good. Let's see how the resistances. Well, obviously you need to change the resistances depending on what mission you're playing, but if you need it to fit 3, then you could just drop one of the mag stabs. But I'd definitely recommend leaving one on, because the DPS is going to suffer quite badly even just taking one off. And reps like a boss. So there we go. That should be the... So like I say, it goes for 5 minutes with everything running, even the guns. But if you turn one off, that's just going to give you like a full cap stable ship. At least like half, I would say, the capacitor. Turns out pretty good, so it should hit hard, track well, and rep like a boss. Should do you for the missions, mate. Like I say, tinker with a fit if you need to take one of these reps off. I've left the 425s in there, and you should be able to use them because they're just the Meta 4 ones, but ooh, they are expensive, dude, definitely. Let's check it out, man. They're like 6 mil each. Crazy the Meta 4 stuff. And it's just because it literally does like the same like damage and range and stuff as the T2s, but obviously you can't use the T2 ammo, like the null or the void or whatever. So that's it, mate. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll contract you. I'll take it to a band where you left yesterday, where I was, and I'll just contract it over, and you just need to hit accept, and then it'll pop into your hangar. So happy days. And I'll send you a little bit of ISK to insure it as well. Let's see how much it will actually cost. Yes, so full insurance 60, so I'll send you that to cover that, just in case the unthinkable happens and it blows up in a fiery ball of doom and gloom, mate. Which will be fine, just absolutely fine, then you can just crack on using your dummy. So that's it, mate. Happy days, and I'll catch you in space.